Yeah. Alright guys and girls, welcome to another episode of Astral Auto Repairs. Can you dig it? Yeah, I like that, don't you? Alright, check it out. This is part 3. 1993 Nissan Altima. Problem is the car is not charging. We took the advice of one of our subscribers. He comments on our channel pretty much. And he said, well, if you clean it up, take it apart, clean it up, it'll probably start charging again. Hey, I'm not beyond trying things. So we tried that. Last episode, we took the alternator out, took it apart, got some electrical parts cleaner from Fisher Auto Parts, cleaned everything up, put it back together, put it back in the car. It's still not charging. Of course, this is no charge to the customer whatsoever. That's one thing about Astral's policy. If we say something and it don't fix it, the customer don't charge, don't pay. If we want to try something like this, like for example, we want to try something like this, the customer does not pay for any kind of label, anything, unless it worked. Now, if it worked, then they would have been in charge and everything would have been happy. So in this episode, we're going to be replacing the alternator because we need to get this car running so we can find out where this oil leak is coming from. And if you remember also in part 2, we power washed the entire engine. Well, no, the front of the engine. Got that confused. Alright, so it's like 7 o'clock in the morning right now. Fisher Auto Parts, they're going to be here with the alternator, so I want to make sure we have the core all ready for them to give it to them. Alright, so let's get right to it, pop this hood, and get this alternator out. I'll be right back. Alright, the first thing we want to do is grab our drain pan, and we're going to slide it up under the right side of the car, because you want to put it right up under that hose right there. So slide it up under there just like that. That's good. Next thing we're going to do is take your 10mm deep 3/8 drive socket with a 3/8 drive ratchet, put it in the off position. You want to loosen up this clamp right there, or you can use a Phillips screwdriver. So we're going to take this, loosen this clamp up. Okay, and we're going to go ahead and pull this hose off. And I got our pan down there to catch some of the antifreeze. This is so we got the clearance for this alternator. The next thing we're going to go over here to the battery. You want to disconnect your negative battery terminal, and I'm going to use my same setup. Loosen that up. Twist it off, and you want to stick it down to the side and make sure it don't pop back up and touch that post, because if it does, if over there, if this terminal right here on the alternator touches anything ground, you're going to blow out a fuse or something. So we're going to eliminate that right there. The next thing we're going to do, just so you guys can see the bolt down there and easy to get to on the bottom of the alternator, we're going to remove our expansion tank. Got a 10mm bolt right here. Yeah, we just using this 10mm left and right, ain't we? Alright, take this out. Got the bolt. And then you want to grab your expansion tank right about here and pull up. See this part of the expansion tank right here? That part right there. And we're just going to lean this over to the side. Sets right down into this bracket. So that's when you just pulled it up. Now we're going to take our bolt and put it back into place. Alright, we are looking good, man. This is not that bad. Alright, the next thing we're going to do. This thing has, right here on the alternator, you have your adjustment slot right here. That's to tighten up the belt and all. We have a bolt right here. Now usually this bolt goes into the alternator, screws into the alternator, and that's it. But something must have happened here. I don't know what, but somebody put a nut on the end of this. So we're going to find us a new bolt when we get the new alternator. So to do that, well, I'm going to use my same 3/8 drive ratchet. And this time, we're going to go over here and get us a 12mm deep 3/8 drive. Hook it on. And we're going to have to get us a 12mm wrench to hold that side. Because see, as we go this and loosen that up, you see the other side turning? So we got to get us a 12mm wrench. So let's go get us a 12mm wrench and we'll be right back. Alright, we're back. Got our 12mm wrench. Now I'm doing this with one hand. Check this out. What I'm going to do here is put our 12mm wrench up here and I'm going to turn it. Oh, yeah. Not like that though. I'm going to turn it like I'm tightening it up because I want it to go up against the valve cover. And at the same time, I'm going to take my ratchet over here and I'm going to loosen it up. And my wrench should lock right into place by itself. Right. Now, of course, you're going to be doing this with two hands, so you ain't got to worry about that. And let me see if I'm at a point where, yeah, get these wires out of the way. All right, that nut is loose enough where I can take it out. And set that up there. Get our 12mm. And we're going to finish taking that bolt out. It's a long bolt. Maybe because it's the wrong bolt. Alright, there we go. The next thing we're going to do, we need to get a 14mm deep 3/8 drive. And I like to use 6-point sockets. Let's get our 12mm off of here. And hook up our 14. Okay, I like this ratchet. I like the little push button release. Now, down below is a 14mm bolt. Right. Thing coming up on me. Right there is our 14mm bolt. And I'm just going to take my 14mm. I'm going to go in there just like that. And as soon as I loosen it up, now, as you can see, our alternator moves. And if I want to make it easier to see that bolt or get to it, I can just pop this belt off, lean to the side, and there's a good little view of our bolt right there. Alright, so let's get that bolt out of there. Okay. Alright, there's our bolt. Still got oil down there. Alright, so we're going to put this over there. Look at that. Alright, the next thing we're going to do is grab our alternator, pick it up, and bring it out here. Now, there should have been 2 bolts in this. Why there wasn't 2 bolts? There's supposed to be 2 14mm bolts. One on this side and one on this side. That's the one we took out. So we're going to find us another bolt. Unless it's broken. No, I can see the threading. So it's good. I don't know if somebody put the alternator in and didn't. I don't know. So let's disconnect our electrical wiring now. The first thing you got to do is, here's this plug right here. This plug, you see that tab right there? You push that tab in. Just like that, and unplug it. That's done. The next thing here, now I'm not sure if somebody put this there, but this is a T20 Torx. And I got my T20 Torx 1/4" drive with my 1/4" drive ratchet right here. And we're gonna go over here and loosen that up. Take that bolt out of here. Now usually I like to stick the bolts back where I took them out, but being that we're replacing this alternator, I can't do that. So the next thing we're going to do, we're going to go back over to our 10mm deep. It's not many tools needed to do this job, as you can see. So Let's get out 10mm. And you see this little boot up here? I'm going to pull that boot back, and you got a 10mm nut right there on top of the alternator. So let's get this loose. Get this off. There we go. And once you loosen it up, you can take it off my hand. Okay, take it off. There you go. Our alternator is now out, and now we just wait for Fisher to get here with the new one. We can install it. We'll be right back. All right, we're sitting here waiting for Fisher to come. Here's our alternator. Now, guys, what we're going to do now is, thanks Len, Manic Mechanic 007, he suggested using a die kit, and here's our die kit right here, Mastercore die kit. Now you can use any kind of kit you want, as long as it has a little black light to it, and some of them come with the die like I did, or you can go and shop online and find your die. Okay, what this does is you take a bottle of dye. Let's get a bottle of dye here. And we're going to add it to the oil. And as this stuff is highly concentrated, and as it added to the oil, it mixes to it, and then we run our black light over it, and it'll let us know exactly where this car is leaking oil at. Now we're going to try to do this without the dye. I'm going to add the dye into the system, but we're going to try to locate the oil leak without using the dye, because I know a few of you guys and girls out there don't have that kit. So I'm going to show you how to do it without the kit as well. Now the first thing you want to do is make sure there's enough oil in the car to mix with it, and make sure it got some in there to leak out. Alright, so let's get our oil dipstick and check our oil. God dang it. Dang it, man. Look at that. I think he would have drove it a little bit longer. We wouldn't be changing the alternator, we'd be changing that engine. So, take this cap off here. And I put some oil out just in case. So let's get a funnel. I'm going to put some oil and fill this up to a good level. And we're going to put the dye in there. Alright, I'll be right back. Alright, here we go. Now what I'm going to do here, I'm going to take our dye. This is how you do it. And it's sealed. So puncture a little hole in it. And you take the dye and you pour it into the engine. Okay. Now, let's wash that down. Put some oil in here. I think I got about a quart and a half left in this bottle. Let's see if this makes, well, it's going to make a difference, of course, but okay. Let's check our oil level. Let's see if it came up some. See if we have to add any more oil. And you can see we're just barely into the safe zone. Let me see if I got a little bit more to put in there, and we'll be right back. Okay, I'm gonna have to get me another quart of oil to go in there. About a half a quart would be good. Let me show you how this light works now. Look at this light. Now, being that we power wash the engine, so if you can wash your engine down, you can even use the jet stream on a hose, and it'll do it won't do as good as a power washer, but it'll clean it up just enough. The dye is pretty much for if you don't have that option. You can put the dye in, and even if the engine is covered with oil, the dye is still going to show up. That's what pretty much a dye is for. Now what this dye does is, now let's look at this oil cap right here. Now see, I got the light shining on it. That's all you see is shining, whatever, shiny oil. Now if with the dye, like I put the dye in here, look at that. See how that lights up? That bright green, bright yellow, whatever color you want to call it. That's the color of that. So what we're going to do here, we're going to close this up, and once we put our alternator on and all, we're going to start the engine up. We're gonna jack it up, pull the tire back off, like we did in part 1 and all. And then we're gonna just sit here and let the engine run for about 5-10 minutes. And then we're gonna take our black light and go down there and see if we can detect that dye. And we will. And once we see that dye, we know exactly where it's leaking from. Now that might be more than one leak coming from here. But we're gonna go one by one. Now a lot of some guys were saying it's coming from the valve cover gasket. I wouldn't go with the valve cover gasket, mainly because the rest of the valve cover is pretty clean. So we can pretty much eliminate that. Now we got to go further down, and there is the timing cover, there's the front seal, and I think it's coming from the front seal, but we're going to find out exactly where. All right, so let's get our, let's just, let's disconnect this. We're going to leave it over here to the side, and now we just wait for Fisher to get here with our brand new alternator. And it's kind of bad, because you gotta watch a lot of these shops. A lot of these shops, as you can see, this one right here, they will just, yeah, you need a new alternator, and they go ahead and change the alternator, and you're good for a little while, and then you're gonna have the same problem. All right. Yes, sometimes the alternator does go bad, but when you see a lot of oil, especially the one you're taking off, you see a lot of oil in it, chances are it's gonna happen again, and a lot of these people don't understand that. So, all right, so let's wait till we get here. Fisher get here with his new alternator. We're going to start installing it. All right, we'll be right back. All right, here's our new alternator from Fisher. And also what I did, remember we was missing some bolts in the back, so I went and got me another bolt so we can hold that together. And I got a new bolt for the end of the alternator, so we don't have to be using no nut and bolt on it like they got. Do it the right way. All right, let's get this alternator out of here. Okay, here we go. Nice. So we're gonna get this installed in here. Now, what we're gonna do here, we're on like a. Oh, yeah, check that out. Let's see here. Is that the? That's where the bolt went for the ground. See, this one, instead of having that other one, you got a 8mm right here. That's what we should be having, a little bolt. So we're gonna take that off for that ground too. Now, on this, we ain't got that time. We got time is not on our side on this job. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna put the alternator in, put the belt on, tighten everything up, jack the car up, get it up on a jack stand, take the tire off, and we got to start this thing up and try to find that oil leak fast. All right, we need to find it fast. We do not want oil jumping into this alternator. All right, so let's go over here. I'm gonna get my alternator. Go get my sockets and tools and all. Get my camera set up, and we'll be right back. Alright guys, let's get this done. Let's bring our alternator over here. I loosened up this bolt already. That's what I thought I did. Let's get this thing loosened up. There we go, now it's loosened up. Let's get our harness over here. Let's plug up our alternator. Make sure that plug is down there. Good. Let's hook up our ground wire. Okay. Let's tighten that up. And I remember that it's going straight up with the plug, so it don't have to be exact on where I know it was up in that direction. All right, very important, that ground. I'm not gonna put this on yet. I mean, we can sit here and start it up, but to tighten it up, I want to make sure it's in so I can get a nice good connection and tighten it up good. I'm gonna put it on there, put that in there. All right, Now I'm gonna lower my alternator down into the bay. And matter of fact, let me get this back up here. If you're doing this, looking at this video for the alternator, you want to set it right on top of this bracket right here. That spot between there is going to go up there. And there's a little collar pin in here. See this? You make sure that collar pin is pushed back or you're going to have a hard time with that, okay? So let's try to get you set up in here. Let's see if I can do this with one hand. Oh, cool. Look at that. Get in there. All right, let's get out 2 bolts. Let's get 1 bolt lined up. Kind of a pain getting this thing to line up. There we go. Got 1 bolt started. Now that new bolt, put that in the back. There we go. Surprised they left this bolt out, man. I don't know what's wrong with people. Alright. We got our bolt started back there and our bolt started back there. Let me change the battery in the camera and I'll be right back. Alright, change my battery. The next thing we're gonna do, get our new bolt for the top. Right up here. That's for the adjuster. So we just bring our alternator in a little bit. There it is right there. It looks like this bracket's a little bit off, man, or something. I don't know what the heck is wrong with that. This bracket ain't, no, it's solid in there. I don't know. Dang. So, let's set you up over here. Is that why that bolt was out of there? No, there it is. It's lined up. I'm about to say, maybe the back bolt was out to lean it forward or something. I don't know. Alright, we got that in there. Now what I'm going to do is reach over here and get our belt. Put it on. Then before I tighten up everything, you know what? I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to jack this car up, get it up on jack stand, get it nice and high over here. And pull this tire off. Alright, be right back. Okay, got our car jacked up, got our jack stand placed up under there. And as you remember in part 2, we had took off the shield right here, power washed all this, looks nice and clean right now. That's cool. Now what we're going to do is go up here, and we got to tighten up this belt right here. So we got us a nice pry bar. We're going to wedge that pry bar down in between the block and the alternator. Bring it back and tighten up. You ain't got to be Superman on this. We actually have new belts to put up here, but being that it's leaking oil, I don't want to change the belts just yet, because these belts got oil on them. I don't want to get oil on the new belts, so we're gonna leave the old belts up there for now. And we're going to go ahead and tighten this up. Down. Yeah, that's about good. Oh, okay. Now we got a different size bolt now. We got a 13, huh? Okay, cool. Okay. Tighten up that top one. And it's not super tight. Yeah, that's great. You gotta sit there and worry about putting a nut and a bolt on that thing. Now let's get our 14 millimeter deep. We're gonna go in here and tighten these bottles. Now this one I can't get to with a deep. I'm gonna get that with a shallow. With the one up here, I can bring that in my hand a little bit. That's that bolt right down there. Okay. Now let me get me a shallow and connect and tighten up that one. Bear back. Okay, here we go. Reach down there. All right, I'm gonna get that tightened up right there. Then when we come back, we're gonna put our hose on, top it off the antifreeze. Then we're gonna get ready to, oh well, we gotta put our expansion tank back. Then we're gonna start this up, make sure it's charging, and then we're gonna hopefully find that leak real quick. Be right back. All right, I put the hose on, top it off with the antifreeze. Let's get our expansion tank over here. Let's remove our bolt. And let's get our expansion tank and set it down on that brace down there, that bracket. Push down. Tighten this up. And next, what we're gonna do. I'm trying to to tighten up. What the heck, man? All right. The next we're gonna do is connect our negative terminal. We're gonna get the key, start the car up. We're gonna see if that battery light is out, which of course is. Oh, you know what? I forgot to go over here and got this loose right here. Yeah, dang it, I would've. So let's go over here and tighten that up. All right, when you're tightening this bolt, this nut up right here, just go till it stops and then a little bit more, because you will break that. All right, let's cover that up. Now we got that done. Okay, connect our battery terminal over here. Let's do good. We're gonna tighten that up and we're gonna get the key and we'll be right back. All right, got that. And what I got, hooked up my black light to go around to the front of the engine. Let's go over here and start this up. And as I said, here's our two belts. We're going to be replacing the belts, just that I don't want to put these on yet because I know we got an oil leak down there. So let's start it up. Let's get down there. All right, there's our battery light on and the brake light was on. Let's start it up. And they're out. That's good. All right, we know it's charging. Now, what we're going to be doing, we're going to let it run for like 5 minutes. We're going to take our black light and we're going to be going around to see where this oil is coming from. We're going to let it run for a few minutes. And we're going to keep checking it once in a while to see if we see any trace of a dye or just where oil is leaking from. Alright. See you guys in a little bit. Alright guys, it didn't take that long at all. Look right here on the side of the engine. Right there. Dang it. It's traveling from upwards. You see the dye? See how it lit up? That looks like the timing cover. God dang it. I don't see nothing on this side. You know what? Let's make sure we don't have an oil sender or nothing over there. Well, we know where it's at now. So let's shut this car off. Oh man, this is not good. All right, where's my regular light at? Here it is, down here on the floor. All right, what we're gonna do here is yeah, look at it smoking too. All right, let's look and see if we can see anything over here. What is this? What is that I see down there? You know, let me get the black light. I see a little oil. Maybe I missed it. Missed that spot when I was pressure washing. So I said pressure washing. But we're gonna get our black light over there and see if we see any dye in that. And if we do, it's coming from somewhere over there. All right, let me get this out of the way. And that's kind of high. So let me get my little step ladder right there and bring it over here. Right back. All right, got my stuff right here. Let's go over here with our black light. See if we can. Okay, no, that's the power steering pump. I don't see nothing coming from the top. Around there. What is that? Wait a minute, what is that right there? Is that something? No, that's nothing right there. Okay, there's the head meet the block. I don't see nothing right now. But man, that thing was pouring out of there, man. Alright, so let's move this out of the way. Get us something to lay on and look from straight up from the bottom and see if we can see. Now the black light, I think they have little lights like, you know, my little stream light right here. I think they actually have little ones like that. That's a black light too, which would be cool to get in some tight areas. So let's get us a piece of cardboard to lay down in here and see where that's coming from. Bear back. Let's get this straightened out here. All right, let's try it with our little regular light. See if we can see something. Okay, now as you can see, there's the front of the engine. And our leak is coming from right here. Hey, that's a... Oh, and that's that secondary thing, man. That's that suck thing right there. And what do we got up there? Now see, right now we see oil, but it could be from, you know, that I didn't get a good pressure wash in there. That's why that dye is really good. Let's check the black light now. Look at that. You can see it lit up like crazy. Wait a minute, what the heck? I hope it just traveled along there. Because I see something right there. But I see it further up too. Dang it, that is the timing cover. And I believe right there at that point, right? Let me get the light here. Because I did a head gasket on a Nissan before. Right here at this section right here, I think there's an O-ring right there where it meets the block. And oil passes right through there. This is going to suck. There it is. There's no question about it. We've got to remove that timing cover. Wow. Now, if that timing cover would just slide out of there, you know, put some silicone on it and slide out of there and slide it in, I'd be good to go. But, that timing cover, I believe the head, you got to open up the valve cover. Maybe not. There's two bolts right there. Let me get my light so you can see this. I know those bolts, that bolt right there, and the one right there, they bolt down into the cover. Man, it's gonna be a project. And I'm not sure whether this timing cover can just slide right out of there and put new, I don't know. Oh, man. This sucks. This is really gonna suck because it's a big job. And it's got to be done, or it's going to mess up this alternator again. And I'm already starting to see a little shine right there. Maybe, yeah, I see a little shine. So I'm not happy right now. Dang it. Oh well, looks like we got to tell the customer what's going on. Be right back.
Okay, so that was the end of the 1993 Altima Alternator series.
Really,
so,
the end? Oh, yeah. Well,
the alternator. You did the alternator, put the alternator in.
My bad. Okay, go ahead.
Put the alternator in. Everything's charging. Everything's good. We put the dye in. And unfortunately, we found that the oil leak is coming from the timing cover.
Amazing.
So we have to call the customer, give him the bad news on that. And then, but he got to get that done. Otherwise, the alternator is going to go bad again. So, if you guys see, now he messed me up because he interrupted me. He thinks I'm one of those boys that don't know what they're doing. I know my job. I
should be able to say what I want to say, and you could be able to pick up.
I know my job.
Okay.
Okay. So, if you guys have any comments or questions, you can post them below in the comment section, or you can email Timmy. At tim@astralautorepairs.com. He says that I have to say my name.
That's right.
Anybody out there don't know my name?
You know, but hey, we getting a lot of subscribers.
If I tell you what, if we get comments that say we don't know your name, then I'll start saying my name.
All right, I don't care even if you do know her name. Somebody put out there.
No,
I don't know your name. No,
I'm gonna know if they're lying.
No.
Anyway,
you should say it anyway. This is Sylvia.
They know my name. They know who I am.
All right, if you don't know her name, put it down in the comments so she can start saying it. You got to keep with the policy. This is the Astral policy.
I'm the one that made the policies. So anyway, hope you paid attention. If not, watch it again. And as you guys know it, if we can't repair it, nobody can. See you next time.